It's waifu time! Hello and welcome to another figure review. Today we're gonna have a look at the Figma number 486. It's Nekopara Chocola. Another mate uniform cat girl. I love it. There's so much cool stuff that also comes with it. You got like an entire table, and if you got both of them, you got an entire set which you can play around. One of them has cake, the other one has coffee or tea or whatever. So you gotta have them both. I already had a look at vanilla, so let's have a look at Chocola. Nekopara Part 2 Electric Boogaloo, the para of the Necros of, She stands at about a little over 5 inches tall if you're going to the top of the cat ears, but at the head it's about 5 inches. That means we're going up to a little over 12 centimeters, 12.4 centimeters to the top of the head. Ears a little bit bigger, size comparisons. Here's Jolter, Amazing Yamaguchi, Harley Quinn, Soda Toys, Chun-Li, Vanilla, and Darkseid. And now to my personal favorite, Chocola. Yes, I do have favorites, but why did you review vanilla first? Because I did a poll on my YouTube channel and you guys voted vanilla, so you guys win. Democracy. Overall, face sculpt, first and foremost the eyes. I mean, like, it looks, I feel like a bit more cat-like than vanilla. If my camera would focus, please. You have like the small line in the middle and it looks kind of orangey, and it's more extra, you know. The other one had blue eyes and this one had orange eyes, has also some blue in there, so I kind of like the more wonky stuff, I guess. Pink ribbons this time around instead of blue ones, headdress, and also the fluff in the ears. Yeah, it stands out this much more with Chocola because she has the dark hair. Let's go to the back, have a look at the rubbery ribbons also. I have to zoom out a little bit more because my camera is freaking out. There's too much zooming going on and it does not focus. Got the line in the back, and also, actually what I do prefer, I feel like, is the hair on vanilla. I mean, this hair looks good. It still twirls up like that, but it's not, it's kind of more Sailor Moonish. It's a lot more thin. You have another ribbon around the neck and another belt, this time in a gray metallic and not the gold. The heart, well, it has some bleeding unfortunately, but it does look okay. You got the red lines on the side, pink ribbons, more bleeding in the black, which I feel like it's a little less than it was with vanilla. And the wristband, can move that around, is soft plastic, covers up the ball joint nicely. If I'm repeating myself a little bit, obviously I'm recording basically the same figure, but it's not the exact same body mode, which should be obvious by looking at the chest area. Yes, Chocola has a little bit more there than vanilla, checkmate, but that really depends on what you prefer. Well, it's all about personality, yeah, sure. I'm not looking at personality when I'm looking at figures, just saying. And then we got a ribbon in the back. It is not as soft plastic as the ribbons in the hair, but it's still a little bit bendable, so it does not get into the way of the articulation. And looking on the skirt for Pantsu, it's Pantsu time! It's pink. It has pink stripes. Yes! I'm so excited. I'm ecstatic about actually painting. You know how much I looked at white pantsu? You know how boring it gets? We actually have something here on our hands, and thank you, Figma, for that. Like, Good Smile heard me. They were like, okay, this guy's always looking at the pantsu, he's always purring, so let's give him something. Let's give him something to look at. Hell yeah! Also, then you got the tail, which is curled up, has a little bit of detail of like furry stuff. And in the front of the pantsu you also have some ribbons. Delicious, beautiful, beautiful stuff. But again, just why is that part over there? Why is that so big? Why is it white? Why is it not flesh tone? It's just a weird thing. You got the cat ear stockings with some bleeding, unfortunately. And we move down to the red shoes. And that's another thing. I prefer red over blue. So, Chocola. For the articulation, the head moves forward, moves to the back, does tilt side to side, and it does go all the way around. For your hand movement, you have a ball joint in there, so you can wiggle that around a little bit, and it does go full 360. Chest area is very nimble, goes forward to the back, does tilt side to side, and it does rotate. Well, this one pretty much goes all the way around if you give it a good push. Shoulder articulation, you have a ball hinge and a ball pack in the chest area, so you can bring that around, bring it forward to the back, up and down, and you also with the hinge can bring up the entire arm, also rotate it over here. This piece, you can pull this one down and up a little bit. I feel like you can move that on the arm itself. Then you have ball hinge in the elbow, and another ball hinge in the hand, moves back, forward, rotation all the way around. Leg articulation is not really hindered because the skirt is cut up, so it does go forward nicely, does move out to the side, and it does move to the back. Also have rotation on the legs. Ball hinge in the knee, and another ball hinge in the foot, moves forward, back, and does tilt side to side. Yes, you also have the tail on the ball hinge, so that goes up and down and rotates all the way around. For your accessories, first and foremost, there's a tiny fork in there. I'll leave it in there for now because if I fiddle around with it on my hands, it will just fall down, I will cry, and this accessory part will not move on. Then we have open hands, holding hands. This one is probably for the fork specifically a little bit since it's angled like that. Open hands and a little bit folded hands. Just like with vanilla, you have a table and a chair. Pretty simple looking, doesn't have any great detail on it, but it is sturdy and it does get the job done. So if you get both of them, at least you get 2 tables. Unfortunately, you only get 1 chair per figure, so you're not gonna build a maid cafe like that. What is up with that? Then you have this extra piece for the sitting pose with the completely folded together skirt thingy, which also has a hole on both sides, so you can attach this extra tail piece so the tail kind of peeks out even when she's sitting. Ain't that lovely? Just believe me. Then you got another plate, like a silver plate or plateau to carry stuff around. It's nice and metallic and has some kind of small holes in here to fit to the hand. It doesn't really do that, but you know, at least they tried. As I mentioned in the vanilla review, I prefer a plate that just has a hand connected immediately. Then you have a beautiful, nice, but also pretty simple cake. Has some bleeding in the blue, and also a little bit in the red, but it's alright. Gets the job done and it looks nice. And then you got the faces. I love this one. This is just too cute. And a happy smile with the closed eyes. And then as usual, you got the Figma bag and you got the Figma base included with every Figma. Final thoughts for Chocola. But I also have vanilla in here because, you know, I just had to have a group shot, alright? For one time, I gotta have them both on here. But anyway, like my thoughts, the final thoughts on Chocola are basically the same as they were for vanilla. It's a good figure, looks great, love the design, love the idea. Paint job has some bleeding here and there, nothing really major, and the articulation works. The accessories seem to provide everything you really need to build your little maid cafe. Now you have cake and whatnot. And same thing as for vanilla, you only have this one hand to hold on to the fork, and it's only for the right side, and you also can kind of slide the cake plate in there. I had it before, see if I can do it again on the camera. Yeah, I kind of squeeze it in there and there it goes. But it works, I've tried it out, just on the camera, you know, stuff never works. Don't really have a solid complaint, because like bitching about the hands not going on both sides is not really a complaint, it's just something that I would have preferred to have just for posing options. But then again, if we're staying true to the figures, if we're staying true to the characters, they're both right-handed, so they only would have that in the right hand. So that makes sense. So, as such, yes, I do recommend Chocola, but I also do recommend vanilla. If you want to go back to that review, I did recommend it, so I'm gonna say it again because just it feels to me like you gotta have this in a set. They might as well should have done a 2-pack for these. And that's gonna do it. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, card game stuff, and whatever Chocola and vanilla wants. More hands for the left side, but